Hi, this is Jerry Atencio, ABA 626, Functional Behavior Assessment, and this is my learning activity presentation. For me, when I get a new deck, I separate it into example, concept, and definition piles. And I study those separately until I get those concepts down. Then I put them together and study separating into D cells and A cells. And then finally, I take my trials. That's about 45 minutes of study time. The first deck, neutral deck in this case, were all the decks from ABA 620, 622, and 624. And that's a pretty big deck. So it takes about 45 minutes to go through, and then I take my 3 trials 5 days a week. Upward trends on that. Week 2, deck 1 was the same. Didn't need to separate it because it's the same deck. It's about 30 minutes of study time. Probably more like 15. Take my 5 trials, a decent upward trend there. Got up to 18 by the end of the week. Still the same neutral decks. 1 time through before trials, I've just been doing that. And it's a pretty consistent 16, 17 on those. So it's a steady pace and it's mastery criteria. Week 3, it was a new condition. Study deck was ABA 626 deck 2, about 30 minutes of study time, same thing, separating the piles out and then combining them. Before I did my 5 trials, neutral deck was then that deck 1 and all the previous decks, about 30 to 45 minutes of study time. Again, upward trends, so I haven't seen a need to make adjustments at this point. Week 4 was a study deck, same study deck 2, same procedures, same numbers, 16, 15, 16 in A cells and around 16 for the neutral deck, so I didn't change that. Midterm assessment shows that I have made an improvement. I started out with a 11 out of 24 and I ended up with a 17 out of 24 on that midterm. So it shows that I am understanding the concept. Week 5, same deck, study deck 2, 15-minute study time. Neutral deck was the same, about 30 minutes to get through the whole deck and then take my 3 trials. Last week we had a new condition, which was the deck 3 of 626. So I separate them out again. Example, definition, and concept piles, study those, put them together, A cells, D cells, and finally I take my 5 trials. It's about 45 minutes of study time, same as the neutral deck, and upward trends. So not much has changed this week, but I will continue the same study habit during quiet times because my house can get kind of loud. But other than that, I think I'm on the right track. I'm seeing 18s this week, so that's good. And